You don't have to be grain-free to love a grain-free granola. This cinnamon nut granola is everything you want in a granola. Bonus, there are no grains in this. This is made with raw coconut, pecans, walnuts, and hazelnuts. You chop them all together, you throw them together, and instead of egg whites, we are going completely vegan on this and using flaxseed. Yeah, that's right, ground flax thickened with water, some cinnamon, a little bit of stevia for sweetness. Once this is mixed together and baked, you will know no difference between this and regular granola. Perfect snack, and it's all coming up on today's Wise Guide. You guys are always asking me what I eat on a daily basis. And usually I don't give it too much thought, but yeah, it's true. I'm not eating a cinnamon roll or a big piece of cake every day. Those are more like maybe once a week or every other week type of things. They're great indulgences, but I love to be a little bit more on the lighter side, but not give up any of the flavor. Granola is one of my favorite things, but sometimes you just kind of want a vegan or an all-nut, no-grain granola. And yeah, some of you that do eat the grains are thinking, why? Because it is still delicious. This is just as good as any other granola. And actually, I'm gonna say it's almost better because it only has the good stuff in it that you're probably gonna pick out in regular granola. If you're like me, you're always picking out the nuts and the pieces of coconut. Yeah, so this is really just for me, okay? If you're a vegan, or if you try to stay away from the grains, you're gonna love this. If you love granola, you're gonna love this. And it's great because you can switch it up and make it however you like it. To get started, you just wanna mix together some ground flaxseed meal and some water. This is where it becomes vegan. A lot of times in either granolas or flavored nuts, you're gonna use some egg white that's gonna kind of bind it all together, help it a little bit, give it a little bit of a coating and stick together. Well, I don't wanna use egg whites here, so I'm gonna use this thickened flax meal. Once it's together with the water, it's the perfect medium to help thicken something. I use it in a lot of other things too, but this is just a great thing to start with. Mix it together with the water, let it set aside, and it will thicken. On a large sheet pan, you just wanna put some raw flaked coconut. I like to do the big flakes because I love coconut and I like the pieces. Don't get that shredded, sweetened stuff. One, it doesn't really have that much coconut flavor, it just tastes like sugar. And two, it doesn't have that great texture. You can break up some of the larger pieces just with your hands, but whatever you do is gonna be great. Next is the nuts. Here you can really choose whatever ones you like. Maybe certain nuts you wanna stay away from, maybe you love a certain kind, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna do some pecans. I'm just gonna chop them up really coarsely. I like those chunks, so I'm just doing it by hand. Then some walnuts. I love a good walnut. I don't know why, but I kinda go in these crazes where I go to certain nuts, and walnuts right now are like, hello. They're good. Chop those up. And then some hazelnuts. Yes, I already bought them that had the hulls or that husk taken off. So they're probably toasted too, but usually I just try to get all raw nuts otherwise. Chop them up. They're kind of harder to chop up, so if they're in big pieces, don't feel bad. And add them right on top. At this point, just add on that thickened flaxseed meal. As you can see, it got a lot thicker. It changed consistency completely, so it's gonna be a great binder. Add that right on top. Sprinkle on a little bit of salt. You don't wanna go too much here because we're not going with any like sugars, so it's not gonna be overly sweet. So just a little bit of salt to kind of help bring all those flavors out. Then the cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. One, it has a good flavor and it almost has a sweetness on its own. And since we're so used to it in a lot of baked goods, it kind of tricks you into thinking it's sweeter. Yeah, it's like a mind trick. And at this point, this is completely optional, but I like to add some drops of stevia. They're kind of called sweet drops or something, and it is just stevia. So it does not affect your glycemic index like other sugars do. It is not a natural sugar, it's not a fake sugar, it's just a sweetness. So you can add in some drops of that. You can kind of play around with it. I like to do about 15 to 20, but you know, whatever. And then you're gonna add some more of that ground flaxseed. It's kind of like when you add wheat germ to regular granolas. I'm always adding wheat germ or maybe some dry milk powder to my normal granolas because it helps thicken it and bind everything together. So this is doing the same thing. It's just kind of adding a heartiness and a great nutty flavor. Just using your hands, mix that all together. Your hands are gonna get messy, but come on, that way you feel like you baked, so it makes sense. Once you have it mixed together really well, just spread it out into about an even layer. And then pop it right into a preheated oven. Seriously, this goes together in minutes. Every so often, just pull it out, stir it, let those big pieces stay together because you'll like the craggy pieces, and then throw it back in. Once all those nuts are toasted, the coconut is really golden and toasted and you can start smelling it. You can pull it from the oven, give it one final shake just to make sure it isn't sticking to the pan, and let it cool off. At this point, this granola is ready to go. It is time to party and eat it all. I'm joking, don't eat it all because, I mean, it is nuts, so there is a high fat content, but still delicious. I love this on anything. Ice cream, which takes away the vegan aspect of it, but that's okay once in a while. Also love it in the morning if I'm having oatmeal or some yogurt. I love it just as a snack. I just kind of keep it sometimes in an airtight container and just kind of snack on it. Anytime you want a little kick, this is the thing to go to. It's vegan, it's grain-free, but it is absolutely delicious. If you agree, make sure to like this video, share, subscribe, tell everyone about it. For the recipe, go to the description box. And until next time, have an awesome, healthy life.